Welcome to Renaissance Living. I'm your host, Denise Pereau, and today we have a very interesting woman with us. She is the CEO of the Currency Trade System, and she's going to tell us how to make some more money in our lives. Her mission is to help people be financially solvent and how to get ahead. And I'll tell you, the things that she has to share with us today are so exciting. Anne, welcome to Renaissance Living.
Thank you for having me.
She's the perfect example of pivoting through life too. So tell us a little bit about your education and your background.
Sure. So I do have a college degree, and once my youngest child went into kindergarten, I got into sales and had been in sales up until the beginning of 2020. And I just was not making enough money to fulfill my dreams. And the one main thing that I wanted to do, that I started looking for a side income, was to pay for my children to attend college without having debt hanging over their heads or mine once they were done.
Yeah, those side hustle jobs are really important when you're putting kids through college.
Absolutely, because most people can't make that type of thing happen on just their regular income. So I started looking around for something I could do on the side, and what I found was currency trading. And I started that in the spring of 2020, and I loved it so much, loved the education program, the company that I learned how to do this with, that I left my full-time job in sales the end of May in 21, and I now represent the education program that I came through to learn how to do this.
So what was the hook? Because what was your original job?
Sales. At the time, I was selling laboratory supplies and equipment.
Okay. So that's really quite a leap to go from sales into financial advisement. So what was the hook that snagged you about currency trading?
Yeah, so really it was in two pieces, because I was just looking for a side income. I was not looking to leave my job. I just wanted that side income to meet my goal of getting the girls through college without debt. And it really was just because as I came through it and I saw the potential, that I started thinking, I could leave my full-time job. I don't have to do this anymore. And I wanted to share it with other people because I'm so happy with what I found that it became important to me to share it with others. So basically, I bought a piece of the company in order to be able to show other people what I'm doing and represent the education program.
Wow, that's a great transition into a company that you're obviously very happy to be with.
Thrilled.
I actually met Anne through NABO, which is the National Association of Women Business Owners, and I was just so like, wow, this woman really has it all together, and you know, you're just so interesting to talk to, and I know nothing about currency trading, so.
I didn't either.
So what is currency trading?
So you know how when you travel to another country, you're going to take your US dollars and you're going to exchange them into, let's say, euros, because you're going to be traveling through Europe. And you might make out on the exchange rate or you might not, depending upon how it is currently. Well, the exchange rates change every single second. And so there's huge financial institutions that trade currency pairs every single day, well, 5 days a week.
What is a currency pair?
So a currency pair is two different currencies together. So for example, the euro and the USD. It's a comparison of the two values, the value of the euro and the value of the dollar. And so there's financial institutions that are buying and selling pairs 5 days a week, 24 hours a day to take a profit. It's a $5 trillion per day market. It's huge.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So that's what a currency pair is. And that's what we do is we have proprietary indicators that once you know how to read them and use them, then we're able to either place a buy or a sell on. There's tons of different pairs that we can trade. I mentioned the Euro USD because it's the most commonly traded pair, because it's it's got good activity and it's pretty predictable, which is very helpful for trading. So a lot of people trade the Euro USD, but there's many, many, many currency pairs, including we do trade cryptocurrency pairs as well, which is, you know, of course, the hot thing that everybody wants to know about recently.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that a little bit later. So, okay, so I come to you and I want you to trade currency for me. So what is the minimum investment to do that?
So we can't trade currency for anyone else. What we do is we show people how they can trade currency on their own. And we do that through, it's a two-step process. And the first step is they enter into our 30-day trial program. And we only charge $10 for that. And we actually donate that $10 to a charity. We're currently donating it to St. Jude's Research.
Wait a minute. So I come to you, you teach me how to trade currency, and you take $10 and give it away?
We give it away, exactly. And I think that speaks volumes about the integrity of the company and what they're trying to accomplish. Because we want to be able to have people come in and basically be a day trader for 30 days. Now, you're not trading real money, but you're doing everything else that a day trader would do. So
that's how your company makes the money?
Well, that's the start, is the trial. So during that trial time, the trader light is what we call that person who's come into the trial. They meet with a company trader 2 times per week. They have training videos to watch. They have webinars to attend. And they're also able to take trades in the live market, not with real money, like I said, but they can still take trades. And they can also use our trade simulator to roll back time and take trades back in history. So that gives them up to 30 days to see if they like currency trading.
That's very enticing that you only have to expend $10.
I know.
I think I might sign up because I want to learn.
You should. We'll have some fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah, working with you would be a blast. But okay, so how does your company make money then?
So like I said, that's just the first portion. And if somebody likes what they've learned there and they like currency trading, because obviously you're not going to continue it if you don't like it.
Yes.
So do you like it? Does it meet your financial goals? And you can learn that within the 30 days, you get to see the potential. And if those two things are a yes, then are we the company that you want to partner with for an education?
Wow.
So the education piece of it is, it's pretty extensive what our education involves. There's one-to-one coaching 2 times per week. Again, webinars. We have a small group coaching session, and then that goes on for 8 weeks. And then after a person has come through the education, we give them a company-funded account. And the trader light is able to keep, or they're a trader at that point, they're able to keep a portion of the profits every month. And so that's where our company...
So that's where they make the money.
They make the money on the splits, and there's also a fee for the education programs. So that's where we make our money.
Okay. So what does an education program cost, generally speaking?
So there's a range because there's several different options. It's just about to go up at the end of this month. So the lowest price program will be right about $9,500, and it's going to go up, and it goes up from there.
I was thinking it was probably about $5,000, but it's $9,500?
$9,500. It's pretty extensive education. So it's not just a couple classes and you're off to the races. We are really invested in our traders to make sure that they, one, really know what they're doing. And the second part of it is that they have proper risk management techniques in place, because you don't want to go in there and people can quickly run through money in their account if they don't have risk management techniques in place. So that's all part of the coaching in order to get somebody ready to trade real money.
Okay, this makes a little bit more sense. But before we go any further, would you do me a favor and just look at that camera over there and give us your contact information?
Absolutely. So my email address is Anne, A-N-N-E, at currencytradesystem.com. And the office number is 844-TRADE, the number 4, and the letter X.
Thank you, Ann. This is so interesting. All right, so I come to you with my $10. How long is this program for the introductory education?
The introductory period currently is up to 30 days, and I say currently because we're maybe shortening that time frame. I'll still give people up to 30 days if they feel they need that full time. Many people come in and they know within 4 sessions of being in there and working with us and doing some work on the side and watching the training videos, many people know that they want to move forward with it because they see the potential.
I would see this as a cool program to put in the high schools so that kids could learn more about finances, number one, because nobody's really given an education about financial situations and what is actually going to take place once you graduate high school.
That's a pet peeve of mine.
And I think it's a pet peeve of mine too, because kids really don't know what's in store for them.
Right.
First of all, because their parents give them a free ride on everything, and they're coddled from birth to graduation. Then all of a sudden you're like, wow, what am I going to do? But I think that might be a cool program to initiate in high schools, you know, in a business management course or, you know, lifestyle, whatever.
Yes, I think that's an interesting idea.
I think you should go to the local high schools and maybe initiate something like that, number one. But number two, I'm in the trial program. You're saying that maybe after 4 sessions, I'm going to know pretty much whether this is going to be something for me.
Yes.
Okay, so I stay in there for the full 30 days and I come out. Do I have to take the education program after that, or am I able to start training?
So you could start trading.
Trading.
Yeah, I do that all the time, training and trading.
Yeah.
You could start trading on your own and not go through the education. We do have a monthly indicator fee that a person would need to pay in order to continue to use our indicators.
Okay.
And I do occasionally have people that
So all the costs are starting to come out now.
Yeah. I do occasionally have people that want to go that route because they were pretty successful in Trader Lite and they feel like they know
If
enough.
somebody's in finances already, that would be an easy springboard for them.
They'd probably have to have some trading experience. You know, and there are people that are able to come through that and feel confident enough. They don't always stick with it because as they want to try to do more, they don't have a coach to guide them through it. It's kind of like any good athlete. Like they have to have the services of the coach standing behind them, the trainers, you know, all the nutritionists, all the people that are standing behind an athlete, getting them to be the best possible athlete they can be. It's the same thing with trading. You want to have a team of people behind you.
Yeah, I can't imagine just jumping into this and trying to swim on my own. I don't think that I'd be able to do it without a coach. And I would be like, hello, Bill.
Well, that's exactly why you have an education program, so that you have the resources there that are standing behind you, guiding you through and getting you to be the best possible trader. And remember, the company keeps a portion of the trader's profits. So not only do we want them to do well because we want them to do well, but there's also a financial piece for us. So the better the traders do, the better the company does.
Okay, so hold on to that thought. This is very interesting. We got to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more currency trading.
It was the night before breakfast. The final boss was in sight. When the craving struck Austin and he called it a night. Toasted breakfast burritos are here. Power down and sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bung.
What are you doing with these? Hi, I'm Dave Seibel, host of Don't Run Out of Money on RVN TV. Each week we'll bring you the people and topics to help you make smart decisions about your money so that you don't run out of money. You can catch us Fridays at 10 a.m. and Saturdays and Sundays at 11, right here on RVN TV. We'll see you then.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there. Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
Welcome back to Renaissance Living. I'm with Ann Casey of Currency Trade System. She's the CEO, and she's sharing some really exciting and, wow, just amazing information, and it's making me want to spend that $10.
Really go all out.
Really go all out, because I'm not really the greatest when it comes to finances. My husband is really the financial guru in our family, and I think that's usually the situation in most relationships, is one or the other, you know, and I'm getting to the point where I have to learn everything, you know,
Right.
So I used to do it, but then he took over. Yeah, I think in relationships that happens a lot. But do you ever have couples that sign up for this course?
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of times people do it together, and they come through the program together, so when they're paying for the education, it's not a double charge because they're coming through the education program
That's interesting.
together. So it's a good way for people that both want to learn it to come through. As long as they're attending the coaching sessions together, then they just pay one time.
Okay, so
for
if
the
you're a
coaching.
couple looking for financial assistance, this is a great program, $9,500. You both come together and you don't get charged separately. I think that's a great
Right.
asset to take the program. I'm
I
just
do as well.
totally amazed. So tell me a little bit more about the education program. So I've signed up. I've gone through the 30-day program. I want to get more education. I sign up for that. How long is that program?
So there's actually 4 different programs. So there's different parameters for each program. The differences are in how long your actual coaching time period lasts. So the lower 2 price programs, you're in 6 weeks of coaching. That's one-to-one coaching 2 times a week with the same coach every time. And it's great to have the same coach every time because they get to know your personality, your trading style, what your goals are, and they help you to build a program that's going to work the best for you and meet your goals. It's not a one-size-fits-all because different people trade in different ways. Different people have different abilities to be patient with trading. So there's, are you a short-term trader? Are you a mid-term trader? A long-term trader? So the coach works with people on that. So that time period is either 6 weeks or 9 weeks, depending upon which program you're in. The second difference is the size of the company-funded account that a person gets. So in our 2 lower price programs, it's up to $50,000, and in our 2 higher price programs, it's up to $100,000. The third.
So you're actually working with that capital yourself and trading
Exactly.
under the company umbrella.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, correct. We don't start anybody off at $100,000
No, I
because you
wouldn't
need
either.
to start people small and let them get comfortable, and then their account
That makes
gets
total sense.
Yep, it gets reviewed quarterly, and the amount gets increased based on performance and risk management. The third difference in the 3 different programs is how much of the profit the trader keeps. So it's either 50, 60, 70, or 80% of the profit each month. And then the last difference, on top of the 9 weeks of trading in our 2 higher price programs, we also fly people out to our offices in Utah, put them up for a couple days, and they do like a boot camp style training out there in addition to their 9 weeks. So it's a lot of education.
Is this founded by Mormons?
Actually,
They're really good with finances.
They are very good with finances. And to tell you the truth, I know both of the founders of the company, and I don't know if they're Mormons or not, but they really are. I can't say enough good things about them. I mean, they're both their hearts are in the right place. They want to do good by people. They want people to have an opportunity to change their lives financially. And that's why they're doing this. I mean, they could be making plenty of money on their own without offering these indicators out to anybody that wants to use them and pay for them and get the education.
It's like
in them.
sharing a secret that's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. One of the founders, his dad is the gentleman who wrote the indicators 20 years ago, and then Kevin made it into a company 14 years ago. And I mean, I cannot think of a better word to describe these 2 gentlemen other than integrity. Like, that's how they do everything that they do. And
That's why it's so successful.
Exactly. That's why it's so successful, and that's why people like me are really drawn to it, because I want to be part of something that
That's
has that
integrous.
level of integrity.
Yeah.
Because that's how I run my life. So I only want to be engaged with others that are doing the same.
So tell us a little bit about cryptocurrency. I don't know really about cryptocurrency. All I know is that it's $47,000 right now for 1 Bitcoin.
Correct. Yeah.
So,
And that's down quite a bit. It was not too long ago that it was it up at 65,000? Yeah, not too long ago. It was,
yes,
it was
I
pretty
I
high
heard
up
that
there.
too. So it came down. So that's another market that's kind of volatile because it goes up
Very.
and down really quickly. And then if you lose your passcode, you can't get your money no matter how you try. And,
Yes.
And a lot of people are getting into NFTs now. So I'm close to the art world, and a lot of my friends are starting to trade NFTs, non-fungible tokens, I think that's
Right,
what it's
correct.
called. So, and that you can own a part of a Bitcoin. You don't have to buy the whole thing. I do know that.
So if you're buying Bitcoin to hold it, then you can just, if you have $2,000, then you spend $2,000 and you get a portion of a Bitcoin, which is perfectly, a lot of people are doing things like that. And you can do that on, there's all sorts of different ways to do that.
There's all different platforms that you can use it on now, too?
Oh, so many businesses are starting to take crypto, and yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can use it. So, spending it is going to become much easier as we go forward.
So my friend she just bought something. She just bought an NFT, and she said it was so complicated to, first of all, get a portion of a crypto, of a Bitcoin, and then actually buy what you tried to buy. She said it was really challenging.
Yeah, it can be challenging if you're not used to it. That is different though than what we do. So that's buying and holding crypto or buying and holding an NFT. And we don't do anything.
Do you have a program on that tells you about cryptocurrency?
So what we have is we use our indicators the same way we use them for like the Euro USD. We use the indicators to buy and sell, but we buy and sell pretty quickly. Many of my trades close within a couple of minutes. Not necessarily for crypto. I might hold crypto a little bit longer, but like we're in and out quick. We just want to make the profit and get out. That's short-term trading or scalping. There's also mid-term and long-term. But even long-term, for us, might only be a couple days. Possibly longer with crypto, but we use the same indicators that we use for the Euro USD and other traditional pairs, and we use them on a couple of crypto pairs.
If you're out in a couple days, is that trading light, and then you have trading heavy? Do you have that? Because you use the term trading light, I think.
Trader Light is our program, the trial program. We call that Trader Light.
And then what is, you move into Trader Heavy?
We could call it that, right? Trader Heavy. I like that.
I want to get into Trader Heavy.
Absolutely. So yeah, because our goal is not necessarily to like hang on to something to make the profit. We want to watch the indicators and see, oh look, it's going to go up, and this is how much it's going to go up. I'm going to jump in there. I'm going to take my profit, and
you're going to get
right back out. Yeah.
That's like some board games. The first one out wins.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is sometimes in trading, because you want to get out before the turn happens, and that's when
the markets fluctuate and the price goes up and down.
Yes, and that's what the indicators tell us, is when things are going to make a turn.
So this gentleman who created this program wrote these indicators 20 years ago. So he was really a visionary.
Absolutely.
And was able to predict how the markets were going to fluctuate.
Yeah, I'm imagining he must have been some type of genius to be able, because it's complicated algorithms. There's a lot of different indicators. It's complicated algorithms that are feeding the indicators. So he must have been a genius to have figured all this out.
Yeah, because that was in the 20 years ago. That's when computers and algorithms were first being formulated. So that's pretty incredible.
It's very incredible. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm happy to be able to use the indicators, but people will often say to me, well, what is it? What is the algorithm? And I'm like, I don't have any idea. And I don't feel like I need to know. You just have a
working knowledge of how the trading takes place and how to get in, get done, and get out.
Yeah. I don't know how the internet works either, but I can certainly go in there and use it. I don't need to know all the behind the scenes. How does this work?
That, yeah.
Or my car,
Nor
or
do
electricity.
I want to know.
Right.
Nor do I want to know. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So how did the pandemic affect you?
Actually, it was helpful because a lot of people either were furloughed from their jobs, or they felt, some people felt put at risk because they still had to go into their jobs and they didn't feel comfortable doing that. So a lot of people have been looking for a way that they can either make money on the side of their real job, because of the pandemic, because of the risks that they saw with it. Or there's people that are saying, I don't want to work in this field anymore. We have a lot of medical people that are coming to us saying, I got to get out. And they're coming and they're learning how to trade currencies so that they have an opportunity to pivot, like you said, and come into a different field.
So how many traders do you have working with your company?
There's several thousand that are in the system. Not necessarily,
nationally.
Nationally, okay. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so there's different people around the country like me that are representing the education program, and together there's a couple thousand
Okay,
people.
so it doesn't matter what you're trading or what the next person is trading. You're doing your own thing, getting in, making your money, getting in, getting done, and getting out. So
Right.
what's happening with all those other thousands of people doesn't matter.
No, because we're not nearly large enough to drive the market. Like
Okay.
what's driving the market are the huge financial institutions. They are driving the market. And we actually have indicators
Of
that are
course.
tracking exactly what the
they're
huge
doing.
financial institutions
So
are
you'd
doing.
have to have that so that you could trade. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, me and all the other people in my organization, we're not moving the market. So there's no indicator on us, but we do want to watch what the big players are doing.
Well, that makes total sense with the limited knowledge I have of financial situations. Well, where do you see yourself going in the future?
I mean, I'd love to really help a lot of people change what they're doing, get financial security in their lives. I particularly, I work with men and women, and I'm happy to work with both, but I particularly think that there are a lot of women, you mentioned that you don't have your husband handles your finances. There are a lot of women in that position that if something were to happen to their husband, then they're going to be in a tough spot because they either don't know how to handle that stuff or they are not making the income to support themselves. So I'd like to be able to particularly help women that need a financial leg up. But I still will work with men, obviously.
Of course.
I have mostly men clients. It is mostly men that come to take a look at this. But I want to get more women involved with it.
I think that's wonderful because, like me, I'm capable, but my husband is so meticulous, and he decided to take over, doing our finances and everything. He checks out our kilowatt hour usage with energy every month. I mean, this man is so organized. It's crazy. And I wasn't quite like that. He'll call up the company, the electric company, if they charge us an extra $3. I'm like, what did you charge us $3 for? He's very, very meticulous.
Right.
And that I just admire so much. Because
Right.
That's not me. But I would like to come and take your introductory course just to learn about that, because that could be something, a little side hustle for us. And if I like it, maybe we would come together for that introductory thing.
Yeah, I would love to have both you guys. I think
So
that would
how
be a lot
many
of
days
fun.
is that? 30 days, and is it every day, or is it
30
online, or?
So 30 days we meet by Zoom, because obviously I have people nationally. So we meet by Zoom 2 times per week for about a half hour to 45 minutes. And then the other parts of the time that you would spend on this, I tell people it takes about 8 hours a week. You would have training videos to watch, webinars to attend, and you would spend some time live trading, like maybe an hour or 2 per week live trading, meaning that you're trading as the market is changing, and then a little bit of time trading back in history. So altogether about 8 hours a week. It's pretty flexible. Just the live trading is not flexible because there's certain times of the day that are good for it and other times that are not. But otherwise, I mean, I schedule, based on what works for the person that I'm working with. And then the webinars, one of them's recorded. So there's flexibility in the schedule.
Well, it's very interesting, and you've given me a lot to think about.
Good.
And for all you ladies out there especially, and I'm not discounting the men, all you ladies out there especially, I think you should take the introductory course with Ann for $10. How could you lose?
You can't.
So there you have it, the currency trade system. And thank you so much for joining us today. We've learned a lot, and you've given us a lot to think about.
Good. Thank you, Denise.
It was really a pleasure having you here. I think you need your own show.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on Renaissance Living, and we'll see you next time.